All right. Now, is it Louis or Louise?
Luis.
Luis.
Luis. Most people call me Bruno because of it's
Bruno.
easier to remember. Yeah. Bruno.
I like
Silenzio
that.
Bruno.
I like that. All right, we're going to let this roll in here because it takes a while. All right, so we are live. We're going live on StreamYard. So going live on 5 platforms today with this gentleman here. We're going to give you guys some really good golden nuggets. So we're going live in our Facebook group, Sales Revolution. There's about 40,000 of you in there. That's crazy. Going live here on the Facebook business page. I think there's about 80-some thousand of you run around in there. My Facebook, LinkedIn, and good old YouTube. Just got verified on YouTube the other day. All right, so welcome to the call. So today we're going to break down this guy, Luis Bruno's sales process that we've taught him that took him from making like 30, 40 grand a year and now is making almost 4 times that. And now, since he's got a kid on the way, right? You got a kid on the way?
A
Now
daughter.
he's like, okay, now I'm going to have to work because I was a single guy before. I didn't have to work, didn't have to make that much money, but went basically almost four, about 3.5 times his income in the last year. Now, let's talk about that. So I always ask this question, and then I'm gonna do something here. Were you born out of your mother's womb with all these advanced questioning skills, advanced tonality skills, advanced prevention, objection handling skills, or was that something you acquired?
I acquired it. I
You're
wish
not
I
born.
knew better, but no. Actually, you're gonna notice my accent. English is my first. It's not my first language,
Okay.
so I had to learn how to translate all of the NEPQ into Spanish as well. So yeah.
All right. Now, if you are brand new to the Sales Revolution Facebook group, or you just started following me on YouTube or LinkedIn or anywhere, I'm Jeremy Miner. I'm the chairman and founder of Seventh Level. We're a sales training organization that trains salespeople exactly like you watching me right now. Jerry Pollard, I was born with it. All right, Jerry, good for you, brother. I've never met anybody that was born with advanced questioning skills and advanced tonality techniques. That's crazy. Congratulations. Your mom must have drank the nectar from the sales gods for him to be born with that. I love that, Jerry. Well done. All right. So we're a sales training organization, train salespeople exactly like you. So we train sales professionals like you. We train sales executives like you, sales management like you, leaders like you, entrepreneurs, business owners, coaches like you. And we train you. We help you transform the way you and your team sell by learning specific skilled questions and techniques that, lo and behold, work with human behavior rather than work against it. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, those are known as neuro-emotional persuasion questions. That stands for NEPQ. Now, not just the questions, we have to train you how to trigger that prospect with the right tonality to actually want to engage, to want to pull us in and open up to us rather than trying to get rid of us. Right, Luis? Big
Exactly.
difference in that. Now, if you want to acquire those same skills like Lewis and tens of thousands of our clients at this point, because we're adding on almost like 1,000 new clients every month. That's just B2C, more B2B. You want to acquire those techniques. You want to start learning. If you want to start making 10,000 a month in commissions in your industry, if you want to start making 15 grand a month in your industry, or 20 grand a month, or 25 or 30 grand a month plus in what you sell right now, like our clients are. I can pretty much assure all of you watching me right now, we have clients who sell exactly what you do that are making 3 to 5 times plus more than you. And they're not cooler than you. They don't have cool hair. They brush their teeth. They drink milk even. I've heard they even drink water, and they eat food, and they go to sleep. And they have problems and trials and tribulations. The only difference between them and you is what? Is they've just learned advanced skills that work human behavior. You haven't learned that yet, but that's open. So you want to learn that? Exactly. I want you to message me directly right now. So if you're in the Facebook group or the Facebook business page or my Facebook or LinkedIn, message me directly right now. If you're on YouTube, you can't message me. Post hashtag NEPQ. And either myself or somebody else on our team will message you different training options that we have for your industry if you want to make more money. Now, if you're on the live right now, I want each of you to grab your phone and I want you to go down there and I want you to post hashtag live. So if you're on live right now, post hashtag live. And if you're on the replay, I'm going to have you post hashtag replay. So if you're on the live right now, I'm going to have you post hashtag live. On the replay, post hashtag replay. All right. Now, I want each of you to smash the like button and smash the heart button several times. I better see a ton of smashed likes and a ton of smashed hearts, or I'm just going to go in the call. I'm going to go out here and golf. It's like 63 today. It's a really nice day to golf out here. All right, Louise, nobody cares about me. They only care about themselves and you. So walk us through. You weren't born out of your mother's womb with all these advanced questioning skills, advanced tonality, advanced objection prevention or handling skills. You acquired them. But I think, tell everybody what you sell. What industry are you in?
I am a residential sales agent, meaning a real estate agent here in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay, so you're a real estate agent, so you sell homes. Typically, what type of price points do you typically sell? What size of homes?
Typically 250, 400. That's pretty much the range.
That's kind of your sweet spot right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been selling real estate for?
I started in 2019, right after getting out of the Army.
Okay. And what did you do in the Army?
I was an avionics mechanic fixing helicopters.
Okay. So you're fixing helicopters. So they didn't teach you any advanced selling skills there.
No.
So you get into real estate. Tell us, because I think you became a client, what, a year ago?
Yeah, in July 2021.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. It's a little bit over a year ago. All right. So tell us, like, how did you sell before NEPQ?
So this is okay. So I was pretty much taught to be the nice guy. That is the number one thing. You know, I was told not to be high pressure, which is good.
Sure.
It's better, but just being nice. Thanks you for the opportunity, trying to make the client feel like they're the ones doing me the favor.
Okay.
So thank you for the opportunity. Just call me back whenever you can. Please reach out to me tomorrow. Hey, I'll be available today the whole day,
So you didn't have like this structure. You were just kind of leaving it up to them. And as we all know, on the flip side, doesn't really work that well either.
Yeah, no, like they have no respect at all for that. Yeah. It just goes you.
Yeah. So they don't view you as like the trusted authority. They don't view you as like the trusted expert when we're like that. Now, on the flip side, we don't want to be like, manipulating, pressuring, because that obviously triggers sales resistance. So there's a medium balance there. There's a structured balance there that we have to learn. So a year and 2 months ago, okay, because you're making, I think you said like $3,000 a month or something. Yeah. What caused you to be like, man, I don't want to make $3,000 a month. I need to learn more advanced skills. Like, what was going on in your mind that caused you to be like, I need to learn more advanced skills?
So the turning point was basically me going door to door every single day, sweating, getting hung up on the phone. Yeah. People giving me, even on the phone, sometimes they give me their email or whatever, then finding out that the email address doesn't exist according to Gmail. Okay. So they're just lying to me, people not getting back to me. And then I was driving one day listening to Bradley's podcast and I heard you.
Okay.
And I pay attention to that. And I'm like, man, this guy, I'm just going to get on YouTube and see what he got. So I watched a few of your YouTube videos and then I joined the group and boom, ended up on the inner circle.
You joined the group and you kind of skipped even NEPQ 2.0 or you even skipped like advanced 3.0. And you're like, man, I would just want to go straight into advanced inner circle. What caused you to want to do that?
Honestly, this is a confession. When I booked the call with you guys, I said, there is no way I'm going to spend any money.
Okay.
There's no way. And then after that, I was just talking to Bill Wash.
Yeah.
And a few of the consequent questions, he made me realize that I'm way behind of what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm
you're losing money that you could be making if you had the right skills. Yeah. Right. So so what he helped you do is he helped you realize that it was far less risky for you to get the funding together, acquire the right skills. You make 4 times the money, right, in your job than it is for you to do nothing at all, stay in the status quo, keep selling the same way, and your income stays the same.
Exactly.
Like, really, which is more expensive in the end?
And what made it emotional, though, because I know you talk a lot about trying to bring up the emotions, which I kind of knew that obviously after watching some of the videos, that was pretty much the strategy behind it or whatever. Yeah. But he really made me realize, because I talk about my parents. I say, hey, I want to make a lot more money. My dad is 62. He's still a construction worker. He don't have any retirement or whatever. So I want to be able to be in a position that if something happens to my parents, I want to be able to take care of them without having any excuse. Make sense?
Yeah.
So he asked me about that then.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, so what are you gonna do if if something happens to your parents and you're not even able to provide for them?
Yeah.
And made me realize, and I really I felt like I had to do it.
Yeah, it's a consequence question.
It is.
Because what would have happened if you didn't get in the training?
Mm-hmm.
Where would you be now?
I'll be having a daughter and no income.
Yeah, exactly. So smart move, my friend. All right. So you got in the training, you
Mm-hmm.
started learning advanced inner circle, which is very advanced. Okay. What did you start noticing was happening with your prospects compared to before? Like, what did you start noticing how they started? How was it different compared to before?
I think it was the biggest difference that I noticed immediately was the respect for my time and how they perceive me. Like I started getting phone calls saying, "Hey, you're probably busy. I don't want to take too much of your time or whatever," and they get back with me on that. You know, like they were reaching out, which it was good to me. It was amazing.
All right, so let's give them some golden nuggets because that's why they came here to watch. All right, so connecting questions. I don't know if you want to do them for sellers or buyers, doesn't really matter, but connecting questions really take the focus off you, put it on the prospect. Like, how did you used to try to connect with the prospect? Like, what were some old things you used to say to try to do that before NEPQ? I have to know.
Well, I got the basic question with, which was basically, what can I do for you? And then whatever they tell me, I just start explaining myself and selling basically, hey, this is what I can do for you. This is, if they call me, let's say a buyer, for example, they call me, hey, I'm calling about X, Y, and Z house that I saw online.
Yeah.
And then I would not even ask, well, yeah, when do you want to go see it? Right. Like not even asking.
You don't even know why they want to see it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. So I was just always trying to act like I'm the nice guy. I want to be available for you and I'm here for you all the time. And
they just took advantage because they basically what that did is it lowered your status in their mind. Yeah. That's all it did. It lowered your status where they just viewed you as just any other real estate agent that they can just do whatever they want to. Right?
Exactly.
Now, then you started learning status frames, how to build your status in their mind where they started chasing you, right? Like, oh, I know you're busy, but do you have time? You can talk to me about this, right? So that shifts the ball game. Now, what's a good connecting question? We're not going to have time for you to give them all the connecting questions we've taught you for your industry, but what's a good connecting question that we've taught you in Advanced Inner Circle? And then how do your prospects respond to that?
So the first question that I usually ask, because typically they either tell me if they're a seller or a buyer immediately. They either call me saying, hey, this is so-and-so. I have a house that I want to sell. Or, hey, this is my name. I want to buy a house or whatever.
Yeah.
Right after that, what you taught me was to pretty much identify where the lead is coming from, which is basically like, did you find me through a friend or how were you able to reach me? Just so I have a better understanding.
Yeah, because it gives you more clarity, right? Okay,
exactly.
Good. Yeah.
And then right after that, what were you hoping to get out of the call with me today, though?
Yeah, exactly. So walk me through, like, what were you, I know you saw the ad. I guess, what were you hoping to get out of the call with me today, just so I have a better understanding? And how did they respond to that?
They go straight to the point and tell me, well, I was just hoping you tell me how much my home is worth, or, hey, I'm thinking about selling. We just don't know how the process works. Or, hey, I was maybe wanted to go see whatever home this weekend, for example. Something like that.
I see. Now, are you mainly talking to like Spanish speaking clients or English?
It's pretty much 50-50 at this point.
Oh, it's 50-50. All right. So you were, hey, just so you know, I think not the first quarter of this year, but the second quarter, we're getting all the products translated into Spanish.
They
hopefully that'll help you. Okay. Nice. All right. Because now you're translating on your own. I feel bad for you. All right. So they react. So basically they build status in their mind. Now let's talk about, there's others connecting questions you've got to ask for your space too, but we don't have time to go through that. Situation questions, because now you have to help them and you find out what their real situation is. We do that by situation questions. So what did you do before to try to find out their situation?
I was taught to ask them if they have an agent. Why? Because you should, find out if they have an agent, because if they don't, you should become their agent, sign a contract with them, and you don't show them homes unless you have a contract.
Okay, so what do you do now?
All I do now is basically ask them, what are you currently doing to find homes? So tell me, what are you currently doing to find homes? Now you might say, people might think, okay, that question doesn't even sound like the first one.
Yeah.
Typically, how they answer the question is, well, what I have an agent who showed me a few homes last weekend, or I have these agents sending me homes, or no, I've been just on Zillow looking.
Yeah.
So basically, it answered the question, but it's
So
like low key.
You find out if they've got an agreement with somebody, or if they just been
Mm-hmm.
kind of looking around that. We don't waste your time. I got you. And there's other situation questions you have to find out after that, obviously, for your space.
Mm-hmm.
Problem awareness question. How do you help them see that they might have a problem they didn't realize?
Well, if it's a buyer, I always try to find out. Obviously, if they're a buyer who's looking to, like, do you currently have a home? If they do have a home, then I need to find out what is it about that home that they don't like. Meaning, like, what are you hoping to see on your next home that maybe you're not getting with this one that you have now? That way they can tell me, well, it's too small, or we're trying to get some extra bedrooms, or whatever.
Why do we teach you how to ask that question? What does that do in their mind?
It makes them compare their current situation, right? What the things that they don't like about the home that they have now.
Yeah.
And then pretty much tell you what they want.
Helps build a gap from what they have now, their current situation, compared to what they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're and then in between the gap is like all these newfound problems that they don't like about the house they have now. And so that pulls them in. So what that does is they're pulling you in because they're reliving the problems they don't like. And now they start to view you as the person that can solve the problems, because I can pretty much assure you that all these other real estate agents they've ever dealt with would have no idea how to ask 95% of those questions about you, or the tonality, especially. Yeah. You have a really big competitive advantage on that for sure. All right. So there's other problem awareness questions you have to ask as well to pull out more, I don't want to call pain, but more problems. Solution awareness questions is where you help them find out, like, what is their future going to look like once these newfound problems are solved and they have this property they always wanted. What's a good solution awareness question that we've tried to ask? Just give us one.
Well, okay. So in the conversation, let's see, like, besides, for example, some of them, when I'm on a listing appointment, they tell me I talked to X agent or whatever agent, and I always bring up the pretty much the solution question just to find out their ideal criteria.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, what would be, like, besides getting top dollar for your home, like everybody wants top dollar for sure. Right. And selling the home fast. Like, what would be your ideal criteria, in terms of having an agency to find a buyer and
what are you looking for in an agent to represent you? I mean, besides just selling the home quickly for top dollar, because everybody wants that. What are you looking for when you're working with an agent? Just so I can understand that. Oh, I'm looking for this, something that you can clarify and probe off that. Now, there's a lot more underneath that solution awareness questions we have to ask as well. Exactly. But at that point, then we go into consequence question. Why don't you give us an example? You gave us an example of what one of our reps asked you, a consequence question about your selling process and results, right? Yeah. That triggered you to be like, oh crap, I need to do something if I want to make more money. Because if I keep selling the same way, if I keep saying the same things, I keep making the same money I am now. Nothing really changes, right? So his consequence question allowed you to see the consequences if you didn't do anything, right?
Exactly. So I use the consequent questions more about pricing, because that is the number one thing that sellers don't like, that they don't agree with you as much. Yeah. So I ask the question, so what are you going to do if, let's say, we list the home for that price that you said, and 4, 6, even 6 weeks after, you don't even have an offer? Like, what are you going to do if all the potential buyers think that your home is, that what's wrong with your house, or that your home is overpriced? What are you going to do then? Or if the home is under contract and they don't want to reduce the price because of an appraisal, I can use the consequent question and say, now, what are you going to do if we don't reduce the price like the appraisal suggested, and then your property come back on the market, and then we have to start over from scratch trying to look for a new buyer? What are you going to do then? How is that going to affect your plans?
And how do they respond to that?
They immediately pause, basically trying to calculate, like, oh, okay, so if it takes it a whole month to find another buyer, plus another 30 days post closing, that's like two more months basically that you're waiting. Yeah. So
So what happens if you don't do anything about this? You have it listed for this price, which is, about 10% more than the comparable sales in your neighborhood, and then after 3 months, you still haven't had an offer. Like, what happens then? Well, I would do this. Well, and in the turn, what happens if, like you hear on the news, the housing market starts going down, and now your house isn't just sitting there for 3 months, but now it's setting for 6? Like, what are the ramifications for you guys at that point? See, there's, you could kind of mix it up with different consequences. Yeah. Those are really good there. All right. So we won't talk about kind of your presentation thing. We don't have time for that because we taught you how to do all that. But what's a good commitment question that you learned how to ask to get them just to commit to take the next step and authorize the agreement with you and let you have the listing?
My favorite one is basically just saying, is that something is this something that you feel comfortable with, or is that something that you feel might work for you?
Yeah.
Those two are the ones that pretty much get the job done.
Do you feel, or here's another one. Do you feel like this could be the answer for you? Or do you feel comfortable with that? Those are good. So commitment questions. So what do they say when you ask that question?
Typically, they just said they either say yes, but that way they can either tell me, but, or I wish this, or I wish that. That's usually how it goes.
So they'll say, yeah, I do, or they'll say, yes, I do, but, and then they tell you their real concern. And that's why we ask it that way, 100%. All right. Well, Luis, congratulations. I have to ask, so you're married now, you've got a baby on the way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
I'm not married yet, but I do have a baby.
Okay, but you're with somebody having a
baby. Yeah. I live with my girlfriend, so.
Common law marriage. All right.
Pretty much.
I have to ask, this is how I know if we're doing a good job for our clients. Does your significant other like that you learned and got into the training?
She does, for sure. She saw your face like 150,000 times.
All right. So I know we're doing our job that way. Okay. You're welcome, right? So let's be realistic. Going from 30 grand a year or 35, 40 grand a year to whatever, to what you were making.
I made 9,000 my first year and survived with credit cards. That was before the 40,000
your first year. And then you made 40,000 the next before NEPQ. Mm-hmm. And now you're up to like 130 or somewhere in the six figures, now getting higher than that.
114,000. I got six more pending deals, which should be about another 40,000.
Okay, so you're going to end up around 150 your first year after going through NEPQ. So good job. That's a good start. Now, here's what we have to do. We have to keep having you learn so you get up to 250 next year or 350, because we've got real estate agents, and you know as well as what you said in your thing. I saw you post something like, I didn't even spend that much time in the inner circle.
I know. I'm mad at myself for that, but I know I should have. I could have done.
I'm like, man, if he would have showed up to every call, he probably would have made 300 this last year. But that's okay. Because we have agents in your industry that make $500,000-$600,000 a year, $1 million a year, and I know you can get there. You just got to put more time in it. But I wanted to congratulate you because making almost 4 times the income just in 1 year. How has your life changed?
Oh, I'm debt free completely.
Okay,
I'm telling you, paid off my car, paid off all my credit cards.
Good.
This is a studio now. I don't even live here anymore.
Okay.
So.
Man.
Yep.
Congratulations. Any last words of advice you want to give to anybody that's like maybe brand new in sales that wants to learn, or maybe even a vet, like a vet who's been selling for 10, 15, 20 years? Any last words of advice you'd give them?
I can tell them this. It's only going to work if you work. And even you should take me as an example. I admit it. I didn't role play with people. I didn't spend hours like I should have, done. Yeah. And like you said, I can be way ahead of what I am right now.
Yeah, I mean, going from 40 grand to 150 grand is really good. Had you made it to all those training calls, or like 80% of them, I guarantee you would have made probably close to double.
Yeah. So it works, definitely works, and I have zero regrets about spending the time and the money to get better.
Good for you. All right, congratulations. Job well done. Now, just a couple of announcements. We will not be having the Q&A live tomorrow. I will actually be on a trip. I'm going up to Flagstaff, Arizona. My daughter has like a Polar Express Christmas thing that I've got to be at. And right before that, the dentist is like redoing my teeth because my veneers fell off. So they put in temporaries. Now they put in the real porcelain ones tomorrow. So I'm going to be under the freaking knife with the dentist for like 5 hours tomorrow. Not gonna be very fun. So I'm not gonna be able to talk. I'll be shots in my mouth about this. All right. So no live tomorrow. I'll come back and do the live next week. All right. And if you've listened here to Louise, okay, one of the thousands of our clients that we have that are getting crazy results. Every industry, doesn't really matter. Train 158 industries at this point. According to Forbes, there's only 158 industries with subsets. We are involved in every one at this point, except underwater basket weaving. Luis, if you know somebody in the underwater basket weaving industry, we've not cracked the code yet. So give us some connections there. But no, on a serious note, if you want to start making your first 10 grand a month in commissions in your industry that you're in now, or 15, like Luis has gone up to now, and I'm pretty sure in the next 3 months, he's going to get up to 20 or 25,000 a month. Or if you're already making 20, you're like, how do I learn skills to go to 30,000 a month or 40,000 a month or higher? Because I can assure you, watching me in this black shirt, we are training people and companies in your space that are making 3 to 5 times plus more than you are watching me right now. And they are no different than you. The only difference is they've acquired skills that work with human behavior. They're learning NEPQ, and that's why they are outproducing you. Okay. So you want to acquire those skills, message me directly right now. So if you're on LinkedIn or the Facebook group or my Facebook or the Facebook business page, message me directly right now. Okay. If you're on YouTube, you can't message me directly right now. You'll have to join the Facebook group to message us. Now, if you're on LinkedIn, you haven't joined the Facebook group, we're going to post it in here. You're welcome to join that. We don't charge you for the Facebook group. You can go to salesrevolution.pro, salesrevolution.pro. And right when you join that, check your DMs. Somebody on my team will message you over a free training called the NEPQ 101 mini course. We go live in the Facebook group about 3 to 4 times a week. That's how Luis found us, right? Luis found us. There you go. Luis, you're a gift, man. Well done. Congratulations. We'll let you know when the products get translated into Spanish, so you don't have to translate it over for yourself. All right.
All righty, man. Thank you.
All right. Well done. Congratulations on your success, man.
All right.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
See you.